Hi, my name's Carl from the Latch Company, and this is going to be a little video here just to help you with the decision-making process, whether you're going to be choosing doorknobs or lever handles for your project. There's a lot to consider, and it's very important that you do take a little bit of time to think about it. This is mainly prompted from a conversation I had last week with one of my customers, husband and wife team, and they had two toddlers in the house, and they had an elderly mother with arthritis. Now the issue they had was all our doorknobs are unsprung, so we have to use a thing called an architectural tubular latch. Essentially it's a heavy sprung latch, and if you're a standard teenager, adult, you wouldn't even notice that they're quite stiff to turn, but with toddlers and somebody who's much older with underlying arthritic condition, both ends of the spectrum couldn't actually properly turn the doorknob without some discomfort. So in reality, perhaps they would have considered perhaps going over to a lever handle instead, where you've got more purchase. So yes, with regard to the doorknob, here is the second thing you've got to be quite careful about. If you're replacing a lever handle with a doorknob, just be very careful. Generally speaking, a lever handle is much closer to the door frame because the handle is in effect taken away from the door edge. So typically you have a tubular latch, maybe a 2.5, 3 inch back set. The handle sits over the side of that, and the handle then taken away from the edge. You remove the handle, put a doorknob there. Especially if it's quite wide, what you'll find is there's a good chance if you're working with a 2.5 inch back set, you're going to be scraping your knuckles on the edge of the door. Now, without further ado, let's get a little bit closer here and see what we're dealing with. In front of us here right now we have a fairly typical configuration for lever handles and for our unsprung doorknobs. So with a lever handle here, typically you'll have inside here a spring held with a circlip. So what you have there, you have two handles with two springs, and then you have the tubular latch, which will have a much softer mechanism. So within here will be a very light spring, just enough to let that return with ease. The idea behind that is you don't require a heavy spring when you have two more either side. And typically a lever handle, the distance between there and there, which is called the back set, will be a lot shorter than with a doorknob. Obviously with the handle, your hand's taken away, with the doorknob you have to go over it. Here we have one of our 4 inch architectural heavy duty tubular latches. Inside here there are two springs, one spring which operates this end here, and another one internally which operates the resistance on this particular one here. Now, important to take into consideration with this one here, the fact that these knobs here are unsprung, so there is nothing within this knob to retract it, so we're relying purely on that. Again, like I say, it could feel a little bit stiff to somebody who's a bit older or very young. Other things to take into consideration with this particular knob here is that you've got these two little cutouts here, and these cutouts here are for what we call bolt-through connections. If you had like a lever on rose handle or a doorknob where you had in effect a bolt-through connection, the plate comes off, the handles go either side, around a mortise bar, you then bolt together and then cover with a concealed fixing. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this useful and it's helped you with your decision-making process regarding what kind of handle or knob to use. We have got, for every product we use, we've got some resources like, for example, on the dimensions tab, you'll find a full set of working drawings. If you're an architect or a designer, we've also got a DWG file that you're more than welcome to download and use in your files. Thank you for watching, and look out for more.